What's up, guys? So today I'm with the one and only Mr. Josh Wiggins. So Josh, can you just say hello and tell people a little bit about what you do specifically as a PT, what your speciality is?
Yep. Hello, my name is Josh, as Abi said. I specialize in hypertrophy, so lean muscle building. In terms of training, I've done my muscle intelligence course, my resistance training specialist course, and my hypertrophy mastery. I did all of these in the States over on the East Coast, so Tampa and Oklahoma. And yeah, today we're going to run through a good hypertrophy workout and show Abi how to contract some muscles, build some muscles, and get stronger at the same time.
So what me and Josh we've been discussing a lot lately is a lot of people do struggle to actually find a mind to muscle connection, how to actually recruit the muscle. What you probably notice in the gym is most people just go through the motions. They just try to ego lift and pick a heavier and heavier and heavier weight without actually getting any real benefit from it. So what we're going to basically do today is, and what Josh is going to show us how to do with his wealth of knowledge, is to actually focus on how to recruit the muscle, how to stimulate that muscle to get the maximum out of every single repetition. You got to remember that in a workout you only get a very, very limited amount of repetitions, so it's about maximizing every single rep with as much muscle recruitment as we possibly can. So we're going to do a chest and back workout today, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
So we're going to do a chest and back workout. We're going to tell you why we do each particular exercise, or why Josh is doing it, and what to really, really focus on in that particular exercise. So without a doubt, let's get into it.
So we're going to start with some mid-trap activation work. One of the most important things to stimulate in any workout, whether it's upper body or lower body, is a mid-trap, so that we can retract the scapula or shoulder blades, pull them together, and then depress them down towards your back pocket. So we're going to stimulate that first so that we can have that throughout the whole workout, and it's going to work synergistically with the muscles we're trying to train today.
Josh, what are a couple of things that people need to really focus on when they're doing that exercise?
So with this one, just make sure that you are actually retracting at the top of every rep. So you want to let it go and retract and pull down. We were trying to get that relationship between the shoulder blade retracting and the chest contracting at the same time. We want to be able to maintain it throughout the whole range. So keep the shoulder blades contracted together. Then as your cables move back up, you want to maintain that till the very end. Then you let go, retract again, and pull down. So we need these two to work hand in hand. Alright, so we've got classic flat bench to start off with. So we're going to do 4 sets of 8 on here, and we're going to be very strict with the tempo, the control, and the contraction. So I want you to maintain tension for 4 second negative, 1 second pause, and about 1 second on the way back up. So should be a good one.
If you've ever worked with tempos, you should be if you're working out with some sort of tempo, which is basically just speed. The 4110 tempo fucking sucks. So this is going to be fun.
HT down towards glutes. Now squeeze in on the bar as hard as you can. You kind of squish into one. Pause, activate pecs here. Big squeeze. So particularly for the bench, the number one thing again is going to be that shoulder blade retraction and depression. So stabilizing that, pushing it against the bench helps to take the shoulders out of it. Squeezing in on the bar so the pecs are active from the very first second, and you're going to maintain that the whole way up and down. At the bottom of the rep, when your pecs are stretched, I want you to contract there. So don't wait to the top to squeeze the chest. Squeeze them from the bottom and go all the way up and down, maintaining that contraction. And the last thing is just realize that our pecs don't know where the bar is in space. Our pecs only know what they're doing, and their responsibility is to adduct, so pull that upper arm across, and then help with the abduction, so pulling that arm back across so your elbows are nice and wide. So our chest is only really working in like a 3 or 4 inch arc. It's not working this whole range of motion with the bar. So we want to make sure that all of this arc involves contraction and control, and we're maintaining tension the whole time. Because if you waste any inch of this 3 inches, you've already lost 33% of the exercise. So control the whole time. Back now, so we're going to give our pushing muscles a break and go on to pulling muscles. So next one here, we've got the cable row, and we're going to focus on the lat. So the function of the lat is to drive that upper arm down, bring the elbow in, so we're going to focus on both of these in this exercise.
As you notice what Josh said there, is that's the function of the lat. A lot of the times people will just drive back for the sake of it, and if they're driving back, have a look at Josh doing incorrectly. So Josh just drives that elbow straight back. Already we've got here, his anterior dorsal starts to internally rotate, so tension's being built here. But if he's going to do this exercise correctly, and he's driving that elbow down to his lat, I'm just going to show you a quick demo. see that the lats recruit a hell of a lot more, and the whole range of motion and the whole range of the lat, including lower lat, is going to be recruited when you do it correctly.
The other thing about rowing straight back, or just thinking elbows back, is that I'm shrugging up with my shoulders. So every time I'm activating the traps, if the function of the lat is to drive the upper arm down, by lifting my shoulders, I'm actually not contracting my lat at all, or at least not very hard.
Plus, the more elbow flexion you get, the more biceps going to be recruited. If we're looking for more of an arc, you're going to get a hell of a lot more lat rather than bicep. So if you're struggling to fire your lats and you're getting more bicep, then try less flexion of the elbow.
Alright, so some key points with this one. I want Abi to retract scapula before every single rep, so you can see that initial movement is with the shoulder blades retracting and depressing down towards his back pocket. And then we're thinking drive elbows low as possible. So a cue for this is try to scrape the pads with those handles. His lats are working incredibly hard here. When the elbows can't come down and back any further, the last little movement, you can't really see it, but it's squeeze or hug elbows into the rib cage. That'll ensure that the lats are fully shortened and contracting as hard as possible. You don't need much weight with this, you just need to do it right. Alright, we are doing incline dumbbell press for the next one. Key points with this one, again, is going to be pulling those shoulder blades together. So use the negative. Gravity's not pushing me down, I'm actually physically pulling the weights down into that position. Again, working that mid-trap and working that scapular retraction. From here, all I'm thinking is squeeze my biceps towards each other. Biceps towards each other, biceps away from each other. There should be no other movement than that. So biceps towards, pull the dumbbells down, hence pulling biceps away. We're doing 8 reps here with 3-second negatives. Squeeze those pecs from the bottom. So the key is to initiate this exercise with the working muscle, that being the pecs. So from this bottom position, he's squeezing the pecs and then driving up and through.
Why did we do that disgusting intensification set?
So we want to focus on the stretched position of the chest, so really opening everything up, taking all strength out of it and making you brace against that weight. This is really good at stimulating that mTOR pathway, so flooding the area full of blood and cells. It's going to accelerate protein synthesis, but yeah, it's really fucking hard when you're doing it. So you could see that after the stretch there wasn't much strength left, and we kind of let form go a little bit just to get that output. There's very few times in a workout that I'll let that form go for the output, but for the purpose of this, yeah, we just fucking went for it after that.
And generally make sure if you're going to use any intensity sets or drop sets or anything, make sure you nail the basics first. Don't think I'm going to do drop sets and get a phenomenal result without getting the basics, the contractile ability of those muscles. What's next, coach?
All right, next we have a standing one-arm hammer strength row. So again, the main goal for the back portion of today is to pull that shoulder blade in, and we're focusing on the lats today. So again, driving that upper arm down and then elbow in. So we're going to do that under some pretty heavy load on the hammer strength. So we're doing a 3-position cable fly. So we're going to do 5 reps up here, shoulder height, 5 reps on about a 45-degree angle, and then step right back and go 5 reps straight down. So the idea behind this is we have different lines of pull of the pec fibers, and we're trying to target all of those specifically. So we've already done 2 big exercises over there. We're just finishing off by making sure that every muscle fiber has been stimulated and contracted in this workout. Straight arm rope pullover. So the setup for this one, walk back, make sure your feet are nice and stable on the ground. I slight lean over so that my arms are against the position of stretch here. I've got a full stretch in the lat. First part of the movement, I'm going to pull the shoulder blades together and then maintaining a straight arm. I'm going to row elbows down, squeeze my shoulder blades together and lats as hard as I can, and then nice and slow on the way up. So the tempo with this one that we like is about a 2-second squeeze. So down, 1, 2, and then 3 to 4 seconds on the stretch. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi guys, so that is done. So hopefully you enjoyed the vlog. So we're just going to go through a quick Q&A with Josh about what's the best way to build muscle mass or hypertrophy. So Josh, in your opinion, what do people really need to focus on when building muscle tissue, especially from a training perspective?
Just time under tension with your muscles. I think that's the number one proven and studied way to make a muscle grow. You have to make the muscle work really hard through every millimeter of the range of motion, whether that's concentric, so lifting, the contraction, or the eccentric, the stretching of the muscle. You really have to build tension that whole way. So it's not the same thing to just move the weight slowly. Anyone can do that. You actually have to make the muscle work through that entire range. If you have that tension throughout your entire session, that muscle has no choice but to be stimulated and to grow, to adapt.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what about nutrition? What do people really need to be focusing on from a nutritional perspective?
In terms of hypertrophy, you have to do what's best for you, but I 100% recommend carbohydrates to be about 60% of your fuel source. A lot of people try to avoid carbohydrates thinking that they're the enemy, but they're going to be that driver of that intensity in the gym, and it's with that intensity that you're going to get that muscle growth. So obviously if you're trying to get a little bit leaner and diet down, yeah, you'd have to strip the carbohydrates back a bit, but in terms of growing muscle, you need a good combination of healthy carbohydrates, lean proteins, and then obviously some fat to balance it out.
And in terms of sets, I guess, per body part per week, is there a recommended amount that you focus on or you prescribe your clients?
Yeah, look, it depends on my client, how long they've been training for and what their training split over the week is. So again, you have to adapt it to yourself, but I like trying to train every muscle twice a week and anywhere from 10 to 16 sets. So usually like around 12 sets. Could be 3 exercises, 4 sets of 8 to 10. If it's somebody training for strength, I might strip it back to like 2 exercises, but really focus on say 6 sets of 4. So a blend in between. You got to decide whether you're more weighted towards the strength strength and hypertrophy, or hypertrophy and strength as the side goal, and then you can work it out from there.
Perfect. So guys, Josh is the foremost expert when it does come to hypertrophy. So he is currently training the gentle giant that is Mr. Mike Pearson, who I will try and insert a picture in somewhere here if I can figure out how to do it. Yeah. So Josh is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. He knows exactly what he's talking about, and he's used it with enough people competing at a very, very top level in terms of athleticism and performance. So definitely heeding his advice, take that on board. Josh, where's the best place to find you?
Just through Instagram, guys. So _ Josh Wiggins. Someone else took friggin' the original Josh Wiggins, so we have to talk to Instagram about that. Cancel that. _ Josh Wiggins, and always feel free to shoot me any questions you have about strength or hypertrophy, and I'll help you out.
Beautiful, guys. Really, really appreciate the time. Hopefully you enjoyed the vlog. Hit subscribe if you're not already. Hit like and leave us a comment if you want Josh to answer any questions or me to answer any questions and what you'd like to see in a future vlog. And if you'd like to see another collaboration with a leg workout and Josh to be involved, let me know. Appreciate the time, guys.
Thanks, guys.